You doing? Tim Drudge here, View from the South Stands, coming to you on Saturday evening after Toronto FC's almost perfect preparation game for the most important game in club history in a few days' time in Dallas that saw the Reds, of course, draw the Philadelphia Union in Philly 1-1. And almost perfect is what I want to call this episode of the video blog this evening. There was only one real significant mistake that Toronto FC made tonight, and it wasn't a mistake on the part of Aaron Vinter. I think he got it absolutely perfect this evening. Maybe I think he silenced a number of critics tonight. I think he got the formation right. I think he got the lineup right. I think he got the substitutions right. I think he did everything that he needed to do in order to prepare his team for the game on Tuesday in Dallas, which is going to be the most important game in his tenure here so far, because it's going to be a chance for the club to do something they've never done before, which is get into the knockout stages of the Champions League, and perhaps prove to fans, maybe some fans that have been disillusioned with 5 years of no playoff soccer in this town, especially compared to a team like Philly that looks like it's got a chance to win the Eastern Conference in only its second year, has got a good chance of doing well and going far in the playoffs this year. So the importance of the Champions League game I don't think can be underestimated, and it's quite good to see that the club did everything tactically and strategically it needed to do tonight in order to prepare itself properly for the game on Tuesday. The only real significant mistake was the one that led to the goal. And it was a combination error. It was both a bad clearance by Milos Kostic. It was a bad play by Ty Harden to give up the ball to Sebastian Letou. And it was a poor play by Torsten Frings not being able to shut him down that led to Letou scoring, I think, his 11th goal in Major League Soccer this year. He's been on an absolute tear in recent weeks. To put the Reds down, I should say, 1-0 at the half, and got me thinking that this might not be the good preparation game that we all wanted it to be. The result at the end of the day, of course, didn't matter because TFC is already out of the playoffs. Philly is already in, but I think that the way that the game progressed, especially in the second half, was a really excellent sort of way to actually show everybody, especially the folks in Dallas, Texas, that the Reds are not to be underestimated come Tuesday in the CONCACAF match. They played a good Philadelphia team tonight, a team, by the way, that beat TFC 6-2 back in the spring at BMO Field, in one of my personal low points of what's been at certain points a very long season with a lot of struggles. We saw players tonight get stuck in when the team got behind. The team came back from being down on the road, which is something that they've hardly been able to do at almost any time in their history, with a few examples. One this year, I think, saw Alan Gordon score in injury time against Los Angeles, but that feels like centuries ago now, considering how many players with that team are no longer with Toronto FC anymore. But the team got behind, and instead of following the usual TFC Season 5 script, they stuck in, they worked hard in possession, they worked hard in midfield, they played tight defensively, they got the ball back, they kept pressing, and lo and behold, one of the guys who needed to knock off some rust tonight, youngster João Plata, back from 3 weeks on the shelf with a hamstring injury, puts a beautiful low crossing ball through from the right wing into the box that Ryan Johnston very deftly backheels into the net, and TFC gets a very, very well-deserved draw. Danny Kugermans, Julian de Guzman, Terry Dunfield all didn't play tonight. Julian and Terry didn't even fly to Philly. Kugerman sat on the bench all night. Frings played an hour. Plata played an hour. Donnell Henry got subbed off, and the new kid from Los Angeles, whose name escapes me right now, number 29, that guy, Ryan, whatever his name is, he played, and was a very credible substitution, even if his name, one of the 40-odd players that's played for TFC this season, escapes me right now while I've got the camera rolling. But anyway, it was good to see that Coach Vinter got, I think, the mix absolutely right tonight. The guys that needed to rest were rested. The guys that needed to play played. The guys that needed to play for only an hour played for only an hour, and they got a result on the road. And they didn't, fall into one of those, TFC traps where they fall behind, they cave, they have 5 minutes of horrible football, the game is over. All the garbage that we've seen, especially on the road so far this season for TFC. So they didn't play to the usual script tonight, which is quite encouraging to see. So almost perfect. The game was, I think, in another respect, it was the perfect prep for Dallas for all of the aforementioned reasons. The players that needed to play did play. The players that didn't play. Nobody got injured, thank God. And I think the way certain players stepped up and played tonight might give the FC Dallas team and their coaching staff in particular a little bit more difficulty in trying to figure out and set up a plan to combat TFC when they're not really sure who's going to be starting in that crucial game on Tuesday, I should say, in Dallas, Texas. So Dallas's preparation is going to be a little more complicated. The only real two questions I think that remain for Toronto FC going into the game on Tuesday is what's going to happen with Richard Eckersley. He did not feature tonight. He did not travel. The club, as per the Aaron Vinter way, with all due respect, is keeping the injury status of the young ginger boy from England very, very tight to the chest. We don't know if he's going to feature or not in any way, shape, or form in the Dallas game. We don't know if they're just going to shut him down for the season. The club is keeping it very tight to the vest, so we don't know if he's going to feature. And the other issue is who's going to start in goal. Tonight, Milos Kosic started. Stefan Frei hasn't played as many games down the stretch as Milos has. But yet going into the arguably the biggest game in club history, do you go with the guy who's been playing more down the stretch, who's played more Champions League games, who's been the guy that, with the one exception in Nicaragua, has kept TFC's chances alive in this competition to get to where they've never gotten before, which is the knockout stages, into the final 8? Or do you go with the guy who's been arguably perhaps the most consistent TFC player over the last couple of years? He's the longest-serving Toronto FC player. Yes, he's given up a lot of goals in Major League Soccer this year, but I think Iker Casillas or Joe Hart or anybody like that would give up a lot of goals in front of that, behind that TFC defense this year. Without a doubt, Stefan Frei is a good shot stopper and a pretty good goalie. Milos Kosic has grown by leaps and bounds in confidence and stature over the last few weeks. So it's a really good problem to have, but it'll be really interesting to see who starts in goal in the most important game in club history 3 days hence. So we've got 2 more of these video blogs to do, and then we're going to be done for the season. And hopefully, of course, we'll be doing another video blog in the winter. Hopefully, if TFC makes the Champions League knockout stages, we'll have some meaningful football in the winter to talk about on the blog here. But I'll have, of course, another video blog up late Tuesday / early Wednesday after the Dallas game. And, of course, I'll have another one up on Saturday afternoon / Saturday evening after we freeze body parts off down by the lake next Saturday afternoon against New England, which is going to be, of course, the last game of the season until the winter / spring. So that's it. Good job by TFC on the pitch. Good job by Aaron Vinter off the pitch. Only a couple of questions remain for Dallas. The status of Eckersley, who's going to be in net, and let's all get excited and get prepped for the biggest game in club history on this coming Tuesday when the Reds go into Dallas. All they need to do is win, baby, win, and they're into the knockout stages of the Champions League, which, no, it's no substitute for missing out on the MLS playoffs, but for the hardcore fans such as myself, and probably yourself, you're as much a hardcore fan as I am if you're watching this video blog with all of this fantastic production value here. Hey, I'm doing this all by myself, so I'm doing the best I can with the video production value. Maybe I'll upgrade the camera over the winter. I don't know. But anyway, the hardcore, I think, is going to be pretty excited if the club makes it into the knockout stages of the Champions League, and it'll be something, of course, for the team to build on going into Season 6. So I want to thank you very much for watching. You folks have a great evening, and we'll see you on the video blog on a Tuesday after, of course, the game in Dallas, win, lose, or draw. Thanks for watching. Cheers.